ever since Jews lived among other peoples with other languages and cultures, we have given our children two names, one that is used in the world around us and one for the Jewish world. Today, the Jewish name, most often in Hebrew, is used primarily for religious functions such as being called up to recite the blessings over the reading of Torah. And so, in the presence of this holy community of family and friends, we give to Sophie Moriah Smerling Marcus, daughter of Charlie and Rebecca, the Hebrew name of Hadassah Devorah Bat Yitzchak Abraham Berivka Bela. And now Charlie and Rebecca are going to explain a little bit about all of her names.
Sophie, your first name has been given to you in honor. It's been given to honor of my Uncle Sid and Sylvia who passed away last winter. I was raised in a small Jewish community in South Carolina where I was just one of 3 other Jewish children. There wasn't any formal Jewish education in our town, so my Uncle Sid came to the house every day, winter, summer, spring, fall, for 4 years to teach me how to read and teach me how to read Hebrew and prepare for my bar mitzvah. If friends came home from school with me, they had to wait. If I didn't come straight home from school and went to the ball field or park, he would track me down and we'd have lessons in his Cadillac. This experience was more than just Hebrew lessons. It was a significant part of defining my Jewish identity. The real miracle was how he kept my attention. When other kids were outside playing, I was having Hebrew lessons, preparing for my bar mitzvah. At age 9, he made me realize that this was the most important event in my life. Uncle Sid always said to me, as a Jewish person in a small town, we represent all Jewish people. So when one does bad, we're all conceived as bad. And when one does good, we're all conceived as good. He gave me more an ability to read an ancient language. He taught me how to live and carry down the traditions of an ancient community. Behind every great man is an even better woman. Aunt Sylvia was my grandma Dottie's best friend and Uncle Sid's heartbeat. There was no way he could have an impact on our community the way he did without her by her side. She was warm, funny, and witty, and the two of them always made sure I had opportunities that other kids had. Sophie, you will not have the struggles I had. Your mommy at Temple Isaiah, with your nanny who will be your first wonderful teacher. You will grow up in a community with Jewish friends with whom you can share this experience with. The name Sophie means wise. The S is for Uncle Sid and Aunt Sylvia. But the S is also for the word struggle and story. To remind you of the struggles people had, and in every struggle, there's a beautiful story. Sophie, your name is my story. Your middle name.
Your middle name, Moriah, was chosen to honor the memory of my Nana, Mona, your Nana's mom. Although I only knew my Nana for 3 short years, she continued to live in me for the past 26 years through the effort of my mother, who kept her alive every day. My mother has continually reminded my sisters and me that Nana is always watching and laughing and crying along with us during celebration and life's challenges. In naming you after my Nana, I hope your identity will be shaped by Nana's sweetness, kindness, and love. I'm also so happy to share her namesake with your cousins, Debbie and Michelle, your cousin Zoe Moriah, who lives in Washington and can't be here today, and your Aunt Melissa. Did I just say Aunt? Yes. Your Nana would have loved you very, very much. And your second middle name, Smerling, is included because I love being a Smerling. And although your last name is Marcus, I want you to know that you are always a part of the Smerling clan. Your Hebrew name, Hadassah, is in honor of my grandfather, your great-grandfather, Herman Smerling. Your great-grandfather would have adored you as he adored all 5 of his granddaughters. He taught me to work hard in school and then to work even harder in life. I hope learning and education is something you always strive for. Honor, responsibility, and generosity were also very important to my grandfather. As a child, I watched him not only give his time and resources to his family, but his extended family and to the many employees of our family business. I hope that you too learn to be generous with whatever resources you were able to offer.
The second part of your Hebrew name, Devorah, has been given in honor of our grandma, Dottie Marcus. While growing up, I was always lucky enough to have her just a bicycle ride away. I would stop by her house every day, back from playing with friends. I learned the most important of family and community. She was a big part of defining my Jewish identity. Her house was like any Jewish home you'd find in Brooklyn. Even though we were hundreds of miles away from a large Jewish community, there you could smell chicken soup, hear conversations in Yiddish. My relationship with her also made me the Jewish person I am today. Because of her, I grew up with a tremendous amount of Jewish pride. The last time I spoke to Aunt Sylvia before she died, just before she hung up, she said, Zayda against the head, which means go in good health. Sophie, take all these beautiful names from the most special people in your mom and daddy's family. Live and go off into the world in good health.
I just wanted to mention this. Sophie has some very special great-grandparents in her life, and she's supposed to have 4. And I wasn't that lucky, so I just wanted to say her grandma Marcia, Papa Butch, and Annie, and her grandma Betty share these blessings for you, and are so excited to have you in for their lives.
Should have had a conception. Would have gotten rich. Come sit. Yes, okay. Anybody know the circle of life? Even though I promised not to talk, next time Sophie has another name in ceremony, I'll know not to trust me. Anyhow, but just very quickly, Sophie, when you start to understand the family architecture, you will understand why I obviously love your mother. But I just want to make a public declaration yet again of how much I love your father as well. Those words, some of you here actually knew my grandfather, Nachum, who was the most amazingly strong and sweet man in the entire world. And I said to Rebecca